Before we begin, thank you very much to Aura Pearl 44 for joining the Patreon campaign. Thank you very much for playing a part in the survival of this channel. I do appreciate it. Thank you everyone for helping to keep the channel alive and to keep going. This is, I did the math. Well, I had a website do the math for me. We're up to like 280 shout-outs, something close to that, in a row. It's absolute insanity. And I am very aware that since we are 9 months into the shout-out streak now, that means we are just 3 months away from doing this for an entire year. If I actually make it to 365 days in a row of shout-outs, I'm going to have to do something. I'm going to have to do something to celebrate it because that's an absolutely insane thing to happen. So let's look forward to that if it happens. But until then, we still have more videos to produce, which means news roundup time. It is Monday. We talk about the week's worth of Transformer news on Mondays. Admittedly, a light news week. And then inevitably, I will find some way of stretching this out for 20 minutes by rambling on about a Hallmark ornament or something. So let's just go ahead and get into it with what was a really exciting email for a lot of us to get. Deathsaurus is about to ship. So if you're like me, you saw your inbox and it said like, heads up, you know, Haslab Deathsaurus is about to ship. And you got super excited and just like, oh my god, it's actually happening. Oh my god, it's happening. And then you open the email. And the email lets you know that they are preparing it, but they need to make sure everyone's shipping address is correct first. So you have until the 24th to actually confirm it. Which means we're still waiting for a month. Even if they start shipping on the 25th, it's still going to be a week for most of us to get a hold of it. So yeah, when this email hit our inbox, it basically told us, you're a month off. But at least we have a time frame now, you know? At least we now know sometime end of November, early December, which is about where Star Saber shipped out, so no huge surprise there. That is when we can start expecting our Deathsauruses, our giant plastic demon chickens to arrive. And I am looking forward to it so much, oh my god. And it's right on time for them to begin another Haslab Transformer campaign. They usually begin one at the end of the year, and they always make sure that the previous one is on the way before they announce the next one. And what do we know about the next one? Well, we know that it's not going to be an Optimus Prime. They've stated that because Optimus Primes sell no matter what size it is, no matter how expensive it is. And we know it's not going to be Victory. They've already stated that Victory, they've already tapped the Victory well twice. They're not going to go to it for a third time just yet. So that leaves a lot of room for speculation. My money is still on an advanced version of the Constructicons, but, you know, that's just my wishes. Who knows? We have no idea what is going to happen. So, fingers crossed, keep an eye out. You know, if the timing on Deathsaurus is anything to be aware of, this might be very close. We might be very close to finding out what the next Haslab is. Speaking of hot off the heels, we found out someone posted a quick little photo shoot of the prototype for Deathsaurus. So just before the real one gets into our hands, we get one last look at what it looked like in the production stage. I'm not actually terribly upset by the grays and blues here. It actually doesn't look too bad. But yeah, here's your part layout. Here's the general size of everything. If you can, actually, you can't really determine size very well from this now, can you? But it is looking good. Yeah, I mean, I'll give it that. It's looking good. Everything came together really, really well. Looks like it's going to be a really solid and fun piece. I wish the photos weren't potato quality, but here we are. Yeah, this is going to be really epic. This is going to be really cool once we get this in hand. And yeah, it's going to be about a month before we can have these on display. So, good luck waiting. All right. We had another toy reveal, another leak coming out. And this one we already talked about a little bit previously. But now we get to go into full detail. So, The Reactivate Optimus Prime figure is now revealed. Someone got their hands on it, did a full photo shoot. Oh my god, this thing looks incredible. Look at it. Just look at it right there, just as it is. And it really does just kind of come across as like a modernized Optimus Prime, you know? I'm missing little hits of color here and there. I'd like a little bit more on the legs. I'd like the yellow on the hips. But really, it's a fantastic looking Prime. I really like the proportions and the layout. I like the sculpt and all the extra greeble and tech detail going around him. He looks really, really good. He does have some junk on his back, so not unlike Siege and Earthrise Optimus Primes. They just have to deal with their kibbles somewhere, so I don't really begrudge that. I think it still looks really good. I love this shot, too. I just love the idea. I just like showing off like a little bit of how it transforms. There is a little bit of like almost a classics Optimus Prime vibe to how the kibble, the shell unfolds from the arms in order to form the sides of the vehicle. And you can see, obviously the vehicle mode front end, the grill and all that is fake. It's all held on the back side of the toy. There's some details that are like the bars that, are between the red and blue sections of the vehicle mode are actually on the lower back of Optimus Prime, which literally makes me wonder how they get there and how much junk is actually folded up on that backpack in order to make all the details come through in the vehicle mode. But look at it. And what I notice about the vehicle mode, if I can get a really good shot of it, well, number one, I like the wear on the front. That's actually like the correct positioning for like wear and tear paint apps. That actually looks really, really nice. And I still like the little silver sections here and there, like Optimus got patched up, though it is much more symmetrical on him than it is Starscream and Bumblebee, who we've already seen. There's the gun. Oh my god, he's looking good. The posability, looking really good. He's got an axe. He's got the Energon axe. It's being held awkwardly in this shot, but he's got it. It's just all around. You see, he does have a bunch of junk folded up in the back. But it does look like it's managed to keep him clean. He's got fillers for the back of the legs, too. So the back of the legs aren't going to look hollow. That's good. Just look at the silhouette on this guy. Look at this. He's got weapon storage on the back, too. Look, the back has a bunch of junk on it, but it folds up so nice. Like, it actually just looks like his back. Okay, here's a good shot. Here's where I point out. The back of the vehicle mode are the knees, which means it actually does something with Optimus Prime's feet in vehicle mode. You have no idea how much of a pet peeve it is of mine for the feet of Optimus Prime just be sticking out the back of the truck. I hate how that looks, and I hate because it's just like 2 blocks of blue plastic. How can you not just fold them up into like the flat end of a truck? I never understand. But this one's doing something different with the transformation, because it's got like a flip over leg construction. Now I'm intrigued. Now there's definitely something different about this toy. Look at it. Look at it. It doesn't have a gap in the back either. This just looks nice. This looks nice all the way around. Oh my god. And look how big it is. It's bigger than any of the previous Voyagers. Oh no, I love this Optimus. I absolutely love this Optimus. I'm really looking forward to it. Really looking forward to it. Okay, I think that's going to be like the longest I gush about any of these topics, because a lot of the topics from here on out are just kind of like things. They're just kind of things. But we needed to talk about some things to fill out the week. So, in Japan, the physical edition of Transformers Rise of the Beast is on the way, and they announced a ton of extras and exclusives. There's different things being given away based on where you are actually ordering this from. And I don't mean like, well, every store gets like a standard like physical release, but then if you go to Walmart, you get like you get like an exclusive like slip cover or something. No, like there's like big differences. There's big differences. There's slip covers, yes. Different covers that you can have for all of your figures. There's I believe that's a full steel book, with the street art style Optimus Prime paint on it. We got labels. We got charms. Look at that. We got keychains or backpack charms, whichever one you prefer. That is going to be that's going to be in a giveaway. I believe stickers or postcards. Yeah, these are postcards coming out too of all the different characters, like basically mini versions of the posters, which is kind of cool. Let's look at the listing really quick. Yeah, so you get just really quick. Cheetor sleeve, Optimus Prime sleeve, steelbook, 7 acrylic chains, 7. It's not just 1 with each. You get all 7. That's kind of crazy. You get sticker sheets on some of these, different sticker sheets with others, postcards, etc., etc. So yeah, there's a lot. Rakuten Books definitely seems to come away with the best stuff with all those acrylic keychains. Whereas, like, Amazon Japan just got slipcovers, which is a little bit lame. Do you really want a slip? Do you really want to go to Amazon.jp specifically so you can get your Cheetor slipcover, a character who has, like, 3 lines in the entire movie? That's not the most exciting exclusive, I'm not going to lie. But hey, you've got options if you are in Japan. Way more than we got in the US. Like, they actually treat it like, it's special here. Alright. However, there is a little bit more something coming if you are a Rise of the Beast fan here in the US. The full soundtrack, the music from the motion picture, Transformers Rise of the Beast. It is coming to vinyl. Vinyl collecting is fascinating to me. It's like I don't know any other format where one of the original formats actually comes back to become like this really high-end item or like collector's piece. It's kind of fascinating to me. It's also really cool that it's not just black vinyls. Like, oh, we got green vinyls for some reason. But no, I know there's a lot of vinyl fans out there. I know it's a huge thing now, so it's kind of cool. It's a very different thing. Looks like you're in for a pair of them with dual sides, so it's a lot of music. There's a lot of music. Yeah. Just something for you collectors out there. Something a little bit more out there. A little odd. But hey, still interesting. We have to look into 3Zero's MDLX line once more. Their full color photo shoot for their Sideswipe is now released. And he's looking good. I like the exaggeration, and I like the sharp lines and details on their take on some of these characters. I've got the Optimus Prime, thanks to someone getting it for me off the throne. So I know these are good. These are very, very good. Especially if you are into that more, how do we want to call it? More modernized design, more anime style design. However you want to phrase it. It is really, really nice. And I am a fan of the aesthetic here. I like how they've reworked the doors from his arm kibble into something a little bit more stylized, almost like he's got a pair of bucklers on. Look at the posability. Look at the torso bend. Look at the torso bend. There's a rotation. There's an ab crunch. You can get some really good poses out of this. I like the panel lining too. That makes it stand out so much more. It's just because panel lining is kind of rare, and it looks really, really nice. Yeah, the articulation just works really well. He's got the accessories you would want him to have: the shoulder cannon, his gun, his 2 different types of pile drivers. Yeah, Sideswipe looking fantastic. Nicely sized too. Yeah, I don't go in for higher end figures like this. I call it high end because these are going to be like $50 when it comes out at retail compared to $20-25 for a Marvel Legend. So based on that, yeah, this is really nice piece. It's a really nice piece. I don't know if I'm going to get it because I'm not the biggest Sideswipe fan, but it's definitely looking nice. It makes me want them to get to my favorites. Where's my Trailbreaker in this style? Alright, a little bit of Earthspark news too, since we already talked about soundtracks just a little bit here on the channel. You're also going to get the soundtrack for Transformers Earthspark. It is releasing November 10th, so in just a few days you'll be able to hear the soundtrack in perfect crystal clear quality without kids or Bumblebee talking over it. Which, everything in Earthspark, like I keep telling people, is really good. It's really good, and that goes for the music too. So this is going to be this is pretty nice that we actually get something like this. and that they're being more attentive to the fact that we kind of want the music from these shows too. So it's nice of them to do. But that's all we can really say about that. Let us move on. Skybound's Comics issue 3 for Transformers has a whole bunch of new variant covers coming up. Skywarp attacking a very loaded city full of people who are becoming very aware that Transformers exist. This is the part of the story I'm interested in to see how the rest of the world reacts to Transformers. And if you're just going to go down the same, like, oh my god, let's get all the military involved and we're just going to make this a military story, then I'm out. I'm out right there. But hey, maybe not. It might not go that way. There's the other part of the connective cover. Remember, there's 3 more issues to make the entire thing, which means, story arc 1 is likely going to be 6 issues. We've got interesting art. There's always one that's just like an oddball piece of art. So now we have this very, Technicolor Optimus and Starscream battling it out. Our 2 humans of Spike and Carly in full yellow for some reason. An impromptu throne of Optimus Prime just kind of sitting on what looks like a pile of cords and cables. This almost looks like it should have been a Shattered Glass Prime cover. So it's a little bit weird. It's a little bit weird. Prime very famously says thrones are for Decepticons. So maybe it's like a Cybertronian beanbag chair. Maybe they just use wires instead of beans. I don't know. I'm thinking. But, no. More covers. More covers to collect. I'm glad it seems like the series is doing well. And to finish this off, I promised a Hallmark ornament, didn't I? So Hallmark has released a brand new Optimus Prime ornament. It is based more on his evergreen design rather than past ones, which were done closer to animation or toy model. And, it looks, for like a $10 ornament, it's okay. It's just kind of Optimus Prime, just like, in a really awkward pose where he's kneeling with like one arm up ready to punch, but another one punching down to the ground. It's a weird pose, I'm not gonna lie. It's a weird pose, I'm not gonna lie. It's not the worst of it. That's the worst of it. I don't want to hear anyone complain about the paintwork on Transformers ever again. Because a $10 Transformer is always painted better than this thing. I don't know what it is. I have the Soundwave Hallmark ornament, which is like immaculate. It just kind of looks exactly like Soundwave's original toy, but like at 1/3 of its original size. It ain't this. It ain't this. But hey, Hallmark collectors, you've got a new one to get. And I'm going to leave it there. So, as always, thank you very much for joining me for the News Roundup. Like I said, light week, but you know what? Sometimes we need those from time to time. But for now, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.
We parlay with the captain.
You think a werecroc is going to listen to elvish rules of piracy?
Of course it would be the freaking elves that invented parlay.
I had to think of a quick replacement for the French.